You are listening to This is Oklahoma, hosted by Mike Hearn, telling stories of Oklahomans and those that have made it their home.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of This is Oklahoma. Mike Hearn here, host, back with another episode. Excited to share this episode with you today, but before we do, huge shout out to our sponsors. The Oklahoma Hall of Fame have been sharing Oklahoma's story through its people since 1927. For more information on the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, go to www.oklahomahof.com. And for daily updates, go to oklahomahof on Instagram and give them a follow. Our other sponsor today is the Chickasaw Nation. Now, the Chickasaw Nation have sponsored pretty much everything in Oklahoma. They're a huge supporter of Oklahoma. And it's an honor to have their name and their brand supporting this podcast. A huge shout out to Governor Anatobi for supporting this podcast. It really means a lot. This episode is brought to you by the Doghouse OKC. Recently, I have been in need of some doggy daycare for my two pups, and the Doghouse have come in clutch. The team over there are incredible. They've taken care of my two golden doodles, and so it's been an honor to partner with them on the podcast and share the love. Adding to that is the Doghouse, and so if you're in need of doggy daycare in the day or boarding overnight, they do grooming and other cool things too, but I've had a fantastic experience, and it's an honor and a privilege to share this with you too. So go to thedogHouseOKC.com and follow them on Instagram at thedogHouseOKC, and hopefully our pups will run into each other.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of This is Oklahoma. Mike in here, host, back with another episode. Exciting show for you today. Got a great guest who's got many different avenues, many different passions. But sounds like he loves what he does and maybe can't stop working if he tried. So dive into it. Jake Nossaman is the guest today. We're currently on I-40 at Pronos, so you say it?
That is correct.
Pronos Collision. Pretty epic operation you got down here. It's quite a big facility. So excited to dive into that.
It's fun.
You're a pilot, you're a car guy. Excited to dive into your story. So when people meet you for the first time, and they just say, "Hey man, like, who are you? What do you do?" What do you usually tell them?
That sometimes I'm a jack of a lot of trades, master of none. It feels like, but no, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I'm a big believer in work hard, play hard. So that's kind of how I introduce myself.
Yeah. Where are you from? Born and raised in Oklahoma?
Del City. Went to Del City. Went to Sooner Rose Elementary, Delcrest Junior High, and Del City High School.
You still get back there much?
No, I mean, I go over there and eat on Southeast 29th. So there's a little Mexican food place that you got to go try.
What is it?
It gosh, I can't even think of the name of it. But
you said Southeast 29th?
Yeah, Southeast 29th Street.
Okay.
So,
those that know Del City will know that spot.
I'll think of it here in a minute.
Okay. What's your order?
Oh man, you got to get the sombrero lunch. It's great.
God, I love a good Mexican spot, especially one that's like, if you know, you know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, take me to growing up. What was it like growing up in Del City? You come from a big family. Do you kind of have an idea of what you wanted to do when you grew up, or did life just kind of take you somewhere?
My dad worked at General Motors. My mom was a professional cake decorator, and we worked a lot. We went to the lake a lot on the weekends. My grandfather had a lake house at Lake Eufala, so we that was our vacations really. I had an aunt that really influenced me when I was about 10, 11 years old, and she kind of took me under her wing and let me go to auto auctions and work at the car lot. So I started working at the car lot when I was about 12, and she'd pick me up from school, and I'd go up there and detail cars and learn the odds and ends of cars, and I really enjoyed it. I think the summer I was 12 years old, so I'd probably been in 7th grade. I got to go to a Votech summer camp, and I did auto body. And I remember riding my bike up there, and I couldn't get there fast enough in the morning because I get to take something that was beat up and make it pretty. And so that's where my passion to painting and fixing cars came from at a pretty early age. And it was awesome. So then I took Votech in high school and got out of high school and went and painted airplanes for a couple of years and decided that I didn't like the government life.
Painting airplanes?
Yeah, out at Tinker.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay. So before we get to that, there's a lot in between. Tell me about your aunt.
Yeah, so my Aunt Brenda, she started a company called Newnham Car Company. My grandfather had ran Arthur Harris Ford for 20 plus years up until he died in '89, and then, so our whole family was in the car business, and so she just she knew I liked cars as much as she did, and I mean,
Yeah.
we'd go to auctions on Tuesday nights, and she'd help me do my homework, and I'd make it back to school on Wednesday morning. So,
What was your first car?
oh man, I've had a lot, but my very first car was a '88 model Chevy S10.
At the truck, right?
Yeah, a little pickup truck. Yeah.
Oh wow. Have you tried to buy one back?
No, I haven't. It's I've had, man, I go through cars like underwear.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, you're in the business, and
yeah.
once you see opportunity, why not, right? So, Aunt Brenda takes you under her wing, takes you to car lots. Your family's already in the business. It's just kind of second nature to you. You know what's going on, but it sounds like you're trying to find your creativity. You're trying to find your spot to where you fit into all this, and it sounds like it leads to detailing and painting and the
That's
creative
right.
side, which then ties in strangely to your mum's creative cake
Yeah,
business.
I actually helped her decorate cakes when I was a kid. That's how I earned extra money, at
Yeah.
home. Is I could bake a cake, and actually I still remember how to make the icing. It's crazy the amount of Crisco that you put in icing, in that buttercream icing.
When was the last time you baked a cake?
It's been a long time.
Okay, people listening, the family listening to this is like, right, Dad's putting on his apron and he's baking cakes next
Yeah.
time we go to the lake. Yeah. God, I mean, that's fascinating. This is why I love doing the podcast, because people listening to that would have just heard you say, I baked cakes as a kid and know how to do all that stuff. And people that know you are going to think that's the last thing I expected you to say.
Yeah,
Because of the industry
nobody
you're
knows
in
that.
and all the things,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So tell me about, so you go to Votech. Where'd you go to Votech and what was
Middale Votech.
Okay. Is it still there?
It is still there.
Okay.
I went back and helped a little bit, started, and then I think our vocational system in the state really needs a lot of tuning, because it could be so much more.
Yeah. And Votech is, 14, 15, 16 years old?
Yeah, so it was, so you'd have been there your junior and senior year.
Okay.
So
And so at this point, you're making money, you see
Mm-hmm.
a future, there's no point in going to college, you just think, look, this is my life, I see an avenue, doubling down and just getting after it.
yeah, I bought my first house at 18 had
Yeah.
a shop, and that's when I opened my very first shop, was
Yeah.
out of my house. So
Painting and detailing was the
paying-
show?
Yeah,
Okay.
doing buying and selling wrecked BMWs.
Okay. What was the opportunity with BMWs?
They were harder to work on than a Chevy, and I just liked the challenge. And
Okay.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Family business, did you ever go into business with family, or was it solely on your
No,
own?
it was solely on my own. I had a couple buddies, that would come in and out here and there, but yeah, it was just sweat of the brow, man.
Yeah. Do you miss those days?
Yeah, no. I mean, I missed watching my kids grow up because I was so addicted to it. A guy told me once, he said, son, you can be married to your business or you can be married to your family. It's going to be damn hard to be married to both.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, he was right.
Okay. How many kids you got?
I have 3.
All boys or a couple of
I've
girls?
got 2 boys and 1 girl.
We'll get to family in a little bit. I still want to dive into your business. So, working BMWs, see an opportunity, shops at the back of the house. So you literally work and live, and that's home for you, and that's life.
That's life.
You
7 days a
can't
week.
get away from it, even if you tried to.
No.
What year is this, and what do you think? And I'm asking this question on a kind of way of take me there. Where's your mindset? What's the state of the world at that time? And
So-
what do you think you want to do with your life at this point?
96. Graduated in 95, so 96 kind of really started the so-called body shop business, right? I mean, it looked more like a chop shop, but I mean, it worked. I mean, we did that and I worked out of there, and I'd work at Tinker during the day, and I'd work on cars at night up until the May 3rd, 99 tornado hit. And I remember a supervisor at Tinker told me I was buying and selling cars out of Dallas, and I worked swing shift from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Tinker. And I'd get off work at 11 p.m., go home and sleep for a couple hours, and I would haul cars to Texas to try to meet the auction. And then I would do the auction until 10:30, 11 that morning, and I'd drive back and try to make it to work at 3 p.m. at Tinker. And I'd forgot that I'd had shorts on. It was summer of '99, and it was hot as hell. Melissa, my first wife, was very pregnant, and my boss told me I had to go home and put pants on. And I'd looked at him and I said, I'd made enough money today that it'll take me damn near a year to make what I made today. I think I quit. So I didn't go back. My dad and grandfather told me that you quit the best job you'd ever have in your life, and I was an absolute fool.
Oh, wow.
And I've been self-employed ever since.
What leads you to get the job at Tinker before you have your shop in the back of your house?
A car blew up on me when I was working at the car lot. A truck blew up a radiator hose. It was a bad radiator hose, and I got burnt pretty bad. And it was Melissa, my first wife's dad, was a supervisor at Tinker, and he said, "Man, why don't you come and paint airplanes?" And I was like, "Okay, I love to paint." I went out there and painted airplanes for a couple of years.
Is painting airplanes completely different to painting cars, or is it the same
Man,
general process?
if you can paint anything. I mean,
Okay.
a painter can paint.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're painting latex walls or if you're trying to paint, a B-52 bomber or a Ferrari. It's all in the prep work.
Did the little boy in you, when you go to tinker around these big giant military airplanes, just think this is the coolest thing until you start working and you're like, actually, I'm just painting a giant
That's
metal
all.
plane.
When you're underneath the wing with your arms up in the air for 8 hours and you go home and you're just like, I like cars better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was Tinker like at that time in the 90s?
It was booming. I mean, there was a lot of work going on.
Yeah.
There was, they still did the riffs and things. I don't know if you guys remember any of that. The government would do riffs and lay people off and stuff because we were essential. It really didn't affect us, so I never really felt any of that. But
how many times do you have to repaint a plane?
they don't repaint them very often.
Okay.
I mean, they come in. They've got their process is pretty good.
But they were coming in from all over the country.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like your 135s, your B-52s, your B-3s, that type of stuff. Your B-1 bombers.
I went to the air show this year, and when you drive by Tinker on the highway, you think, it's cool, it's a runway. You don't realize how vast it is when you're in there in person. You're walking around and you're on the, you're on the blacktop. And like, this place is a serious operation. It's huge.
Yeah.
And then you see these, giant planes parked there, and from a distance they don't look big. And you get up close to them, and you're like, oh no, there's like 6 of these around here. This football field.
And this thing can fly.
And this thing can fly. Yeah. Wow. Is that what kind of spurred your passion to fly then, or had that been there before?
No. I flew in a buddy of mine, Cirrus, and because I was single at the time, and we went out on Thursday night, and I said, man, I got to head home, and I've got to get up and go to Kansas City in the morning. And he said, I'll just fly you up there. I was like, really? I got in this Cirrus airplane, and about halfway there, I noticed I had enough bars to text my oldest son, and I text him, find me one of these airplanes. I want one. And that's kind of how it started. And so we get an airplane bought, and I meet this guy that sends an instructor down, and I just basically hired the guy to come live in Oklahoma until I got my license and learn. And while I got my license, my son was 2020. No, it had been before 2020. But my son said, "Dad, can I learn how to fly too when you're not working with Chris?" I said, "Yeah, I don't care.
He's all right. He's here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to ever stop you guys from wanting to learn something." And then COVID hit, and my son took it to a different level, because school was out. So he's like, "You care if I go to Oklahoma Aviation and learn how to fly? Keep getting get my instrument rating and all this different thing." I was like, "Bud, you can do whatever you want."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the flying came later then.
That came later.
After you worked.
I had at the time, we probably had 30 locations.
Yeah.
And so I was spending a lot more time with my kids and was trying to be home more than I could.
Yeah.
For years, I lived out of a suitcase. When you have that many locations and you're the man. I mean, if you're not in your business and working on it every single day, mean, every location, you know, you got to have curb appeal. Everything has to be right. So you have to inspect what you expect.
Yeah. So, filling in the gap, you quit Tinker, you go all in on your body shop, your paint shop at the back of your house. How then do we kind of leap to you seeing an opportunity and you seeing a chance to take into the collision side and really kind of excel your entrepreneurship, your business, and get to the state we have?
I went to an auction right after the 9/11, and Dayquil auctioneers were auctioning off a building over on Southeast 29th in Del City, and it was about a 6,000 square foot shop. And I went over there, and the economy was in shambles and things of that nature, and I had maybe, I don't know, let's say I had enough cash to come up with the down payment. Let's put it that way. I ended up going and buying the building without a loan, without a bank approval, and it was $125,000. I won the bid, and so I now have to find a bank. So I get a bank, and Quail Creek Bank loans me the money, and I start, me and some buddies that were working for me at the time, we start building. I mean, we built the fences, we did all the construction work, you know, I mean, and we got it open the summer of '01, I believe, and that's when it started.
And you're mid-20s at this point?
Yeah. So I was younger, so I mean, yeah, I'd have been 24 probably.
Okay. You have a kid at that point?
Yeah, I had 2 kids.
What leads you to take that risk? What's in you that just says, you know what, I gotta go buy this building, I want to do this?
Hell, I don't know what leads me to buy all this shit I keep buying now.
But I mean, now you have capital to do it.
Yeah,
like back then, it's like you got 2 kids at home.
I had the vision, I seen it, you know what I mean? I was like, I can do this. I just got to work really, really hard at it. If I work really hard, you know, I mean, entrepreneurship's tough. I mean, I've been a couple days away from broke before in my life. It's tough. You know, when you're painting cars all night Thursday night to make payroll Friday morning. I had 2 locations. You know, it was 07, 08, whenever that was. I mean, I was literally, we were having to, I'd finish up at Del City and I'd run to Shawnee and I'd paint some cars and do whatever I can do to make sure that those cars would leave down there, so we'd have enough cash to make payroll.
So 2001, you get the first shop open, 6,000 square feet, you got your buddies working with you, you find a bank and you're off to business.
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me after talking to you for 12 minutes that you thrive in a little bit of chaos.
I always like to call it organized chaos.
Yeah. You like being put under pressure.
Yeah. I work very good under pressure. I always have.
Yeah.
It's fun though. I don't call it pressure, I call it fun. Most people's like, how can you handle the stress? I said, it's not really stress. I said, I'll let you know when I'm stressed. I only get stressed a few times a year. I mean, it's not stress, it's fun.
Have you ever dove into where that comes from in your family? Your mom, your dad, your aunt, your granddad?
No, I never really have. My mom's a pretty hard driver. But no, I don't think I've ever thought about, you know.
And the car business is endless.
Yeah,
right?
My grandfather was in the car business, and then my other grandfather was in the oil business, and, you know, they were both workaholics.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot of, you know, doing this podcast, meeting business owners and speaking to entrepreneurs, it's very common that there's always a family member or somebody that was close to them that they get their traits from. And it sounds like you had like 5 or 6 people around you that just, it's no surprise you work and you love doing it, or, you know, could say you're a workaholic and thrive in stress because of the people you've been around.
Mm-hmm. The majority of my family are entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so when then do you get to a point where you open up the second location in Shawnee?
So we put up a shop. I partnered with the guy in Denton, and in 03, it was kind of my mentor. That didn't last very long, didn't go very well. It just seems like I funneled money and never seen any return. And then when things really got fun is when I opened the store in Shawnee in 2005, and I bought the real estate along the way. And then 2005 to 2010 or so, it got pretty, there was tough times. You had 08, 09 in there were rough, and then we come out of that and we were in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
2011-ish, I met a guy by the name of Matt Ornstein, which was the original founder of Caliber Collision. And he had sold Caliber, I don't know, they had 60 or 70 locations, and he had sold them off. They were in California and Texas. And I was at a conference, a Sherwin-Williams conference, in a 20 group that was held by a lady named Elena Satchery that was really a mentor, impacted me. Told us that, you know, if your bathrooms aren't clean enough for women, you're going to lose business, and just really, you know, said if you're going to run a top-notch collision center, they need to look like this, and give us a whole nother focus on it, and taught me how to read a balance sheet, you know. And so we started this 20 group, and there was all these other shops in there, and we competed against each other, you know, from all over the country. And I mean, I can tell you how many pieces of toilet paper that I was running through the business. I mean, you know, we knew our numbers, learned our numbers. You know, if you know your P&L and your balance sheet, you can be pretty dangerous. And then in 2011, I was at a conference in Jacksonville, Florida, Sherwin-Williams conference with our 20 group, and I met Matt Ornstein, and I walked up to him after the end of it. His series was on, you know, how to grow your business. And I walked up and I said, hey, man, I'm pretty small. I know you work with some of the largest MSOs in the country. I said, but here's my card. I've got quite a bit of cash. I'm ready to go buy some stores. I want to learn how to do it. And he just says, okay, yeah, I'll reach out to you. I walked away. I was like, man, that guy's never going to talk to me again. I'll never hear that, you know, because he didn't act interested at all. So I get to the airport. I'm heading to Dallas to go Christmas shopping. And I was at the counter, and I was able to, they offered me a first class upgrade for like $75. I mean, it's one of those deals just like, okay, you've been at a conference, you're tired. I was like, Jacksonville to Dallas, I'm taking that. Well, Matt Ornstein ends up sitting next to me on the flight. So I got to spend 3 hours all the way back to Dallas. Talk about God works in mysterious ways. Big man always got a plan. And Matt and I started, so he allowed me to hire him. And he come on and helped me build a business plan to grow. And that's when I met Dave Braun, my business partner now. Dave is my CFO over my entire family office and every business he oversees. We have CFOs inside the businesses, but then Dave oversees everything. And that's kind of when it really got fun, is I met some guys that were way smarter than me, that had a lot more experience than me, and I just turned into a sponge. And we went from 2 stores to 35 stores, and it seems like I mean, damn, that was fun.
Because we had a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
You had like, this is the structure, this is what I have to hit, I got to do this, and this, done, next, and just keep going.
You got it.
Versus, like you said earlier, just kind of like, oh, this business is fun, let's figure it out. But, you know, and I kind of relate, one thing I wrote down that you said earlier about your son learning to fly, like, I'm not ever going to stop you from learning anything. Sound, you know, that related to you continually going to, you know, your continuing education, you're looking for mentors, you're going to conferences. You know, again, it's probably something that a lot of people look past, is the fact that you are always looking to learn something, and there's no ego there in your learning, right? You're humbled enough to say, I don't know this, I'm going to go learn this, I'm going to be better at it.
Oh yeah, we'll find something.
Which is a great trait,
Yeah.
you know, in successful people. I think there's a lot of people who aren't successful because their ego gets in the way and they think they know everything.
Nah, you got to check that door, man. Being an entrepreneur, you can't have no ego, because if you have a big ego, it's just, the disease will smash you.
Yeah. So Matt, team up with Matt, understand your P&L, go into these conferences, and then connect with Dave. Everything's moving, business is churning, the machine's working.
Then Matt dies unexpectedly. 57 years old, was jogging back from dropping his car off, and he passes away. And then Dave calls me and tells me, and he says, I'm no Matt, but I'll step in and help, because I think you've got what it takes to do it. And then Matt's wife was involved on the H. She was part of Symphony Advisors, and she decided to keep the business open, and what she did is she really helped me learn how to communicate with people. And I still work with Marcy today. She's pretty much my life coach. And if you work in one of my organizations, you talk to Marcy an hour a month, and it's about me, and it's about your life. It's about whatever, but and it's kept very confidential. That way, Marcy can say, "Hey, Jake, you're messing up over here," or you're not listening to your people over there. And so we've had a pretty long relationship.
How many stores do you have when Matt passes away?
So we were in the middle of buying our third location. We'd spent a year working on the plan.
Yeah.
And it was like, I just spent all this time, but then Dave jumps in and he's like, "Hey, I'm no Matt, but I'll help you." And not only did I gain a mentor, I gained a best friend. And so Dave's almost exactly 20 years older than me.
Yeah.
I always say whenever Dave's done, I'm done.
Wow. I mean, it's hard enough going through business, with a great team, growing, and then you lose one of those team, and it feels like family.
Yeah, it messes your head up because
Yeah.
you're thinking, you're like, I built everything, your go forward button around this globe of people, and then you lose one of the main characters, and it's kind of like, okay, a little bit of reset here. Yeah. So
As long as you've been in business, I assume that's not the only setback that's
no, there's every day there's setbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta look at them and glass half full and figure out how to overcome them.
Yeah.
Because if you let the monsters eat you, the monsters will put you in the ground.
At this point, does your sons and your daughter want to be in the part of the business?
I think so at some point. I want them to go get real world experience before me.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes them it'll make them better.
Yeah.
So.
But at this point, when everything's growing, they're not a part of it. They're in high school. They're younger. They're
When everything's growing,
around.
they're young. All they know is that Dad works a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So you grow. You get to 38 locations. How long till you get to 38 locations?
We were in 2021.
Okay, fairly recently then. Yeah. When you get to 30, did you have a number in mind of how many you want to own? One in each state? Or
No, we didn't really have a number.
Okay.
I just wanted to be the repairer of choice in the states in which I operated in. Was kind of how it was my model.
Yeah. Is there regulation around not being in certain states, or just pretty regular everywhere you go?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter really.
It didn't matter.
Okay.
We really liked the kind of the Bible Belt area. That it's kind of, if you look at Oklahoma all the way up. Texas had too much consolidation, so we stayed out of there.
Okay.
But we really liked the second and third tier markets. It was fun. I mean, you could go into a town and get embedded in the town and really make a difference in the town by giving back to the community, but running a good quality, profitable business. And I mean, that was fun.
What were the opportunities then that you saw that you were able to take advantage of and go from just painting, with the original ideas and the first two shops to having 38 locations? How did your business grow and adapt, and services you offered, the opportunities you saw?
I had some good people around me. My Billy, my HR lady, she's been with me over 20 years now. I mean, so James has been off and on with me since high school. I mean, he started sanding cars with me out of my shop. I mean, and he's his own way a couple times and back. And James is actually my chief development officer now of the new companies of CTP. And so
when this has grown to 30 locations, is this the sole business that you have, or you have other ideas? Mine's always working. You have side projects here and there.
We love real estate, and so we bought the real estate along the way. Mm-hmm. So we had a separate real estate business, and so that was I love commercial real estate.
Yeah, it's a lot less stressful than the last, and you can hold it for a lot longer, and there's a lot, for the most part, a lot less maintenance too.
It's a lot less maintenance.
Tenants are a lot better. They stay for longer.
Mm-hmm, they do.
Yeah. So, what leads you then to exit when you get to 38? You just think. We
weren't planning on exiting in that way. I think BOK come in 2016 and bought a minority share of Collision Works.
Okay.
And that's when we really grabbed a gear.
How does that happen? How
So,
does that come about for them to get a chunk?
We'd had an offer to buy the 8 locations out, and I wasn't done. And a guy come to me and said, "Hey, instead of you selling, what if I was to offer us come in, same valuation, and we buy a minority share and help you go grow it?" That's when I met Mark Hall that worked at BOK, and now they own their own company called GH Capital. But Mark and I, really, really smart dude, one of the smartest guys I ever met. He understood the dynamics of things, and I was the gas, he was the brains, and Dave was the brakes. And the three of us together could analyze a deal so fast it wasn't even funny. So it was just fun.
Yeah. How do you celebrate along the way? You mentioned having a lot of
Oh, man.
playing
Yeah, so I play really hard. So I love fast boats.
Okay.
I love boats in general. I just got done doing coming back. We took my boat from Fort Lauderdale over to Harbor Island. And we boated back. 6.5 hour trip. Just you, God, and some good music, man. It's awesome. I had 2 other people with me, but yeah, I'm telling you, you get out there in the middle of that ocean by yourself. It's it's surreal.
Music. What do you listen to?
I'm a big old country guy.
Okay.
So I play a lot of games at my lake house with friends on what countries, just if I don't know if you ever played like the Guess the Musician.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty dangerous there.
Anybody recently that you take that has kind of taken you? Recent artists that you listen to that.
I like Eric Church.
Okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't like Morton Wallen right now? The guy's he just sings.
Yeah.
He can just, whatever reason, he has a talent.
He's not missing anything right now.
Yeah, he's not. Who comes out with 37 songs on his new album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, being out in the ocean, middle of nowhere, you and some buddies. Big boats, small boats, fast ones?
Big boats and fast boats.
Okay.
So we've got a big fishing boat, and we have a big 48-foot MTI that it's fast.
You haven't done any racing?
No, I've never done any racing. I used to do a lot of poker runs. We kind of
Yeah.
quit doing that as much, and so we did poker runs all the way from Lake Havasu to Key West to. We've done them all over the country.
Yeah. Oh, well, and they look good when they're painted too, like the long fast boats.
Yeah.
Nothing better than seeing one of those down the highway when it's being pulled by, I don't know, it's we gotta have fun though, right? We gotta, and it sounds like not just you have fun, but you bring everybody in. There's gotta be a reason that your employees have been here 20 plus years and you've had a great team around you, is because you work hard, but it sounds like you share the playing hard too and really enjoy having a big family here.
Well, they're really not employees; they're teammates. If you're running a team, everybody's on the team.
Yeah.
It's. I don't like to even use the word manager at any of my locations. I want to call people team leaders. Because you're not managing people, you need to lead people. If we lead people, we get better results than if you manage people.
Yeah. You've had a lot of mentors in your life. Do you mentor others? People reach out to you for that yet?
I don't know. I don't think so, really.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You're kind of graduating to that spot.
We'll see.
Would you like to?
I don't know. I stay pretty hooked up right now. I want to mentor the people in my team.
Yeah.
I stay pretty hooked up.
Do you? You're going to these conferences. Do you see yourself on stage at some point? Have you been asked?
I'm not a good public speaker, so no, I'm not. Marcy talked me into doing one in Canada, and I did one there, and then I did one at one of the conventions. I'm just not a good speaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? To that point, then. Is there anything else that you're not comfortable with or not good at, or like to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to grow? It seems like you're good at quite a few things, but what do you not like to do?
Anything that takes my attention for more than about 15 minutes.
So this podcast.
You not notice this chair over here rocking?
I noticed, yeah.
I have this thing called ADHD to the fullest. Everybody wonders, why don't you sit in an office, Jake? Because I can't.
I can't do it.
Yeah. So.
Okay, let's talk about exiting, selling, and what do you think about the plan after that? Are you going to retire? Are you sail off to the sunset, buy a bigger boat, and just sail around the world? Like, what's your exit strategy, big goal? Like,
I retired once and it didn't work.
yeah, why didn't it work?
I found more stuff to get. I found more businesses that I was entertained in. So I'm from July 31st of 2021 till July 24th of 2025. I'm 10 times busier than I was then. So,
what did you see, and how? I mean, how long did that?
We'd have to ask Dave that question because him and I have a lot of different answers. But my answer that I found the marina. I was buying the marina before we parted Collision Works. We started talking to them, and I grew up at Lake Eufala, and I always went to Nine Marina. Well, I had big fast boats on the lake, and I would go there, and I always wanted to buy gas from him because I always knew that he had fresh 91 octane gas, and Al always just kept a really nice marina. And so when I'd heard it was for sale, I remember telling Kelly, I said, I'm going to buy that damn place. And she's like, I thought you didn't want to work. Well, yeah, this won't be work. So
famous last words.
Yeah, famous last words.
Yeah.
So we bought the marina and did a whole total overhaul. And I mean, probably one of the funnest projects I've been involved in. It's a blast. It's just, I mean, I have the guy that Barry Hadlock was the president of Collision Works, and he left the new company that I'd sold to. And he said, you need any help with the marina? I said, yeah, I need somebody to come do my job. Come run this place. And Barry moved to the lake, and he's running the marina, and it's just a blast.
It sounds like boredom is really dangerous for you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You start looking
I cannot
at
be bored.
ideas.
Yeah.
Any industries you got into that you regret getting into and you wish you hadn't?
No. I don't think I'm a real good real estate developer because I'm too lazy on it. Other than that, I like the commercial real estate stuff, but I think I'm more of, I like to buy it already developed. It's I think too much about the earlier stages, I think. So.
Okay. Any that you haven't got into yet that you'd like to? Industries?
I'm really enjoying learning about this new trucking / trailer business that we're into now.
Okay.
It's pretty fascinating industry, and I think there's a lot of roadway there, a lot of stuff that can be done there.
So this is the business that you got into after
the city
marina,
trailer.
The city trailer.
We made the city trailer acquisition. Bought it from a great guy, Richard Walker. We bought it in October of 24.
Okay.
So we're almost a year into it, and we merged Pronos and City Trailer together, and we're building the platform to scale it. Very similar to what we did at Collision Works.
Do you still have the same team around you like you did?
We're putting together what we can.
Is it close to the same model?
It's similar, but it's different in the way that the customers are. It's more B2B instead of B2C and B2C to I, which are the insurance companies.
Yeah.
But it's just different.
Does the self-driving trucks scare you at all? Or do you
No,
think
I
it's
like
not
it.
going
Because
anywhere?
here's
You
the
think you
deal:
like
no matter how much self-driving stuff you have, you got two elements, right? And when it comes to anything service like this, you've got stupid. You can't fix stupid, and you can't fix Mother Nature. No matter how smart these cars, trucks, everything get, boats, you're still going to have stupid. You're still going to have Mother Nature. Every one of these things can be turned off, and 90% of them they get turned off because they don't want them beeping when they're on their cell phone and they're trying to back out, even though they forgot the car, their husband parked behind them. I mean, so I have no worries there.
Yeah, you're never going to run out of customers, right? People are always going to hit something, unfortunately. And that's one thing I think a lot of people don't realize is how many. I think there's businesses out there that they just neglect to look at because they just look normal and they look like they see them so much that they forget about them. And trucking has to be one of those businesses, right?
There'll always be a need for commercial, and it's not just trucking. I mean, I don't know if you pulled in the parking lot. I mean, we fix school buses, ambulances, fire trucks, cranes, everything. Basically we fix every vehicle that has a job to do. I mean, and all the way from your Amazon vans to you name it. I mean, we take all of those for granted.
Yeah.
So
Tell me about then getting the plane. That opens up a whole new world to you. More recently, son's trying to learn, ends up learning, opens up his own flight school. Tell me about that side of your life, and then does that help propel the business into other locations because you're flying around more, or do you just use it as recreation only?
oh no, it's business.
It's business.
We have a new one coming next week to get ready to start growing this business. An airplane will allow you to see 5 to 6 locations a day. We could leave at 6 a.m. in the morning, and you could hit Tulsa, Kansas City, Manhattan, and still make dinner.
Yeah.
And get to be in a lot of locations, talk to a lot of your team, and be the leader you need to be in order to grow an organization.
Do you have a pilot, or do you?
I have a full-time pilot.
Okay.
Then my son,
Yeah.
he started his own flight school, so he's staying pretty busy. But I've flown by myself a half dozen times. The rest of the time I keep a pilot with me. But they sit on the right side. I do the fun stuff.
If you could choose flying or sailing or being on the boat, which one piques your interest more?
Oh, I don't sail. Sail's
Not
too
sailing,
slow.
but
I got to go fast.
Whatever the word is for sailing.
There's
Speed
nothing
boating.
like going over 100 mile an hour in a boat.
I got to 65 and that was fast enough for me.
A boat is just so amazing.
Yeah.
It's the adrenaline is pretty cool.
I'm terrible at fish. I went deep sea fishing for the first time this year in Canada, and I could fly fish. Enjoyed that. It was awesome. And then we did one day out in the ocean, and I lasted about 5 minutes. I threw up everywhere, and then we're stuck in the middle of nowhere. It's the worst experience ever.
I've had some people get sick. We went sword fishing a few weeks ago, and Kelly didn't do too well. We got out in some 10, 12-foot ground rollers, and it was rough. But
You grew up on the water though, so it's normal
so
to you, right?
I'm used to it.
Yeah. Do the kids share your passion for being on the lake?
Oh yeah, they do.
Okay.
It's all 3 of them, and now I've got 3 grandbabies, and Kelly has 3 boys, so there's our intermediate family is very large.
Yeah.
And so it's everybody asks why I built a large lake home. I said, have you seen how large my family is?
And between all of us, there's not a free weekend.
There's not.
Did you choose your grandpa name, or did the kids choose it for you?
I really haven't chosen yet. That's everybody's kept asking. I was like, I don't know, just Papa J.
Okay.
It's kind of simple, but they're too young to really say yet. So they're the little ones are one's a year and one's probably 8 months, and then the Ashlyn significant other has a 6-year-old boy, so he's a lot of fun. So
Yeah, little tornado running around.
yeah, these grandkids stuff. This is way more fun.
I was gonna say that's the thing that's gonna keep you on your toes and keep you young. Not the business stuff. It's your grandkids running around.
You got it.
So finishing up, let's talk a little bit about one question I have for you, which I was gonna save to the end, but I'm gonna ask you now. Would you do it all again?
Oh, in a New York minute.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously hindsight's 20/20,
Sure.
but oh yeah, I probably wouldn't have sold.
Why not?
We had a lot of runway.
With only 38 locations, could have had
Yeah,
a lot more.
we had a lot of runway.
Do you track what they have it at now?
Nah,
No, don't want to know about it.
I walked away.
And with the current business, do you have any numbers in your mind that you want to get to?
Yeah,
Self goals that you want to eclipse the previous sale?
yeah, it's a big number.
Okay. What do you think about lying in bed at night? What keeps you up? Keeps you up at night?
My people,
Really?
yeah,
In what way?
making sure I'm giving them the tools they need, and my family, same. Making sure I'm giving them the tools they need to grow their life and their vision, whatever the word success means for them.
Yeah. The kids go to college or not?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Was that a big thing for you as a parent?
It was. I probably pushed it harder than I should have, but my daughter graduated with a really fancy degree. She's in medical sales now. My son graduated with entrepreneurship degree, my middle son, and my youngest son is up at Oklahoma State and he's in a Sigma Nu fraternity, and I think he's going to get his CPA license. So
Okay.
I have this thing in back of my head that it's like, okay, Dave is going to turn Caden into the next Dave, and so they're never going to let me retire.
That's good though. That's cool to have family business. You're always going to have them around. I mean, even if they don't, you've got them the passion that you have, and the even if they're not in this business directly, they're going to be involved somewhere, whether it's marina, flying. That's not going to keep you away at all. What are you most proud of up until now?
Gosh, obviously my kids. I mean, I'm so proud of them. It's I couldn't have got luckier, but I think I'm, I guess if I'm proud of my faith and really working on my faith now. I think throughout life you pay attention to certain things, and I think faith starts coming in people's lives at different times, and I'm proud that I'm working on that. But I think I'm proud to be a fair leader. I'm a hard ass to work for, but I always want to be fair, and I try to be a man of my word on everything I do, both personally and business. I'm proud to say that I can say that.
Tell me about your faith journey. How that's weaved in and out of your life growing up.
Yeah, we didn't do much growing up. Didn't go to church much, unless I went with my friends, parents or whatever. But I joined a group called YPO back in 2016, and thought it was absolutely not worth my time. But when BOK come on, they were like, you need to join some groups and do some different things, and it ended up being the best thing I ever did in my life, for personally and business, and just getting to talk to other guys that are running businesses and things. That's how I met Shelly, that set this up today. But I met a guy in there, which I met a lot of really good guys, a lot of really close friends there, but a guy by the name of Ryan Llewellyn, and he just, I don't know, couldn't figure the guy out at first. I liked him, I just didn't know him that well, but I got to know him a little bit, and the guy has a really good faith, focus in how he does business and things of that nature. And it's like, this is pretty cool. And he invited me to this little Bible study group deal it's a daily devotional deal. And I started reading it, and it's like, why is it that about 2 out of the 4 weeks of the month, this stuff actually matters? I mean, this stuff, it's kind of like, okay, did you intend to send this to me personally? There's 40 other guys on there, but it's cool to watch my kids, and watch that piece of it, and really get involved. Kelly's dad, Kerwin, I got to work with him quite a bit on my marina, and he's a pretty solid man of faith, and he's 67 years old, I think, and just watching him, how he forgives and things, and it's like, man, I got to be more like you, bud.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of where I'm at. So. Okay.
A never-ending journey, right?
No, yeah.
Not just in life.
Today's just today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's another.
What are you looking forward to this summer? What do you have coming up? What are you excited about?
We're actually going to do a little poker run. We're going to take my 48 cat down to Texoma, I think, in a couple weeks, and I haven't done one in a year or so I'm kind of excited to do that. But just hanging out at the marina, man, just doing that deal, and really we're seeing this new business starting to scale and mold, and getting some new processes and things. Just kind of doing what I do.
Yeah. Last question. This is purely for me because I love cars, and one car it's kind of a loaded question. One car you should never have sold. One car you drive for the rest of your life, and then one car that you haven't bought yet, or vehicle that's on the goal list.
Gosh, I've only had one car that I ever thought was the most amazing car I'd ever drove, and it was a 2014 model Rolls-Royce Wraith.
Okay.
And I bought it had 20,000 miles. It was a rare occasion why I even ended up with a car. But
You don't strike me as a Rolls Royce guy.
exactly, I've always owned fast cars, right?
Yeah.
But I bought
the rate is quick. But,
I bought this car, and I thought I would take my shoes off because the floor was so plush in it, you know. And to this day, I regret selling that car. That should have been the car I should have never sold.
Okay.
I mean, it was, you know, it's an 11-year-old car.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the age or anything. I just loved the car.
Okay.
You got in it just drove like just no other.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Next one. Current favorite car you have at the moment?
I just got a new Land Rover Defender Octa.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. The hot one.
The Edition 1.
Yeah.
So, I just got it a couple weeks ago. I've been waiting on it for, almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, it's off-road, bullish looking, but fast as hell.
Yeah. They sound good too.
Yeah, it's fast.
Okay. What's next on the dream on the goal list, on the dream car list? You could.
Man, I'll probably go try to find another 2014 model Rolls Royce one these days.
It's a land yacht. That's why you like it.
Oh,
It's like
it
a
drives
boat.
like a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah. What color was it?
It was gray and black.
Okay. Two-tone.
Yeah, two-tone car. It was just a gorgeous car.
Stars in the headlight.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. The whole thing.
Yeah, it was. It was a privilege to drive it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Jake, pleasure. Thanks for sitting down. Sorry to put you through, 50 minutes of no work.
Hey, we did it, man.
But I appreciate you coming on to tell your story. Excited to learn more about you. Thanks for coming in. And for people listening, they can go to, I'll put a link to the website if you have any collisions or any businesses listening that need your help. But if they're out at the lake, come to number 9, right? Nine Marina?
Nine Marina.
Okay, and see you out there. And then if they're in YPO and they've been on the podcast, they know already all your stories. So
You got it.
yeah, thanks for being on the podcast. And people listening, we'll catch you next episode. Cheers.
Thanks.
Hope you guys enjoyed that great episode. Thank you so much for listening. As always, huge shout out to our sponsors, the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, sharing Oklahoma story through its people since 1927. For more information on the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, go to www.oklahomahof.com and follow them on Instagram for daily updates at OklahomaHOF. Our other sponsor, the Chickasaw Nation, amazing sponsor. They do amazing things for the state, and they're always sponsoring something in Oklahoma. They're a huge supporter of Oklahoma, and without their support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. This episode is brought to you by the Doghouse OKC. Recently, I have been in need of some doggy daycare for my 2 pups, and the Doghouse have come in clutch. The team over there are incredible. They've taken care of my 2 golden doodles, and so it's been an honor to partner with them on the podcast and share the love. And adding to that is the Doghouse. And so if you're in need of doggy daycare in the day or boarding overnight, they do grooming and other cool things too, but I've had a fantastic experience, and it's an honor and a privilege to share this with you too. So go to thedogHouseOKC.com and follow them on Instagram at thedogHouseOKC, and hopefully our pups will run into each other.
Thank you for listening. We are inspired by those around us and hope that you are too. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review so we can keep telling your stories. For more great Oklahoma content, follow This Is Oklahoma on Facebook and Instagram.